Financial aid at Lincoln Land Community College. Let's get started by talking about the FAFSA, or the FAFSA. What is a FAFSA? The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. The free application for federal student aid. Free application for federal student aid. By submitting a FAFSA, you are applying for federal grants, state grants, and student loans. Beginning with the 2021 academic year, seniors will be required to complete the FAFSA as part of their high school graduation requirements. So it stands for the free application for federal student aid. Remember that? Now you're probably wondering, where do I apply for the FAFSA? Well, you apply for the FAFSA by going to www.fafsa.gov or the My Student Aid app in the App Store. In order for a college to receive your FAFSA, to determine your eligibility, you must add their school code to the school selection portion of the FAFSA. So remember, first step, you got to go to the FAFSA.gov, or you can go to the Student Aid app, My Student Aid app, and then make sure that you enter the student or the school's code. And LLCC's federal student code is 007170. That's 007170. There's also a feature to add schools to your FAFSA within the program. What will I need to complete the FAFSA? Well, to submit a FAFSA, you will, and a parent, if applicable, will need to complete or really create your own separate username and password. So this can be done at www.fsaid.ed.gov. You and your parents will also need to have the correct tax returns and W-2s that are being requested on the FAFSA. So for example, the 2021-2022 FAFSA will be based off of your 2019 income. So again, you need to first create a FSA ID, go to fsaid.ed.gov, and then make sure you have all your income information available so you can be able to put that in as you complete the FAFSA. When can I complete the FAFSA? The FAFSA opens every year on October 1st. We encourage students to complete this as soon as they can because some grants are awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. So you want to be first in line for those first-come, first-served grants. So make sure once October 1st comes around, you can apply. You can apply anytime after that as well. However, it does take some time for your aid to be processed and to be packaged. So how does the FAFSA determine eligibility? Well, a student's eligibility is dependent on what their EFC, or estimated family contribution, is. The EFC is calculated according to a formula which includes income, family size, assets, benefits received, such as unemployment, etc. And you report that on the FAFSA. Now, after that is determined, you may be asking, do I need to include my parents' information on my FAFSA? Students are required to put parent information on their FAFSA unless they are 24 or older, married, working on a master's or a doctorate program, have a child, are an active duty military or a veteran of active duty, or an orphan in foster care or a ward of the court at any time at or after the age of 13, an emancipated minor or in legal guardianship, or if they are an unaccompanied homeless youth, which also requires documentation. So many times you do have to include your parents' information unless you fit one of the criteria that are displayed. Now, Let's dive into the awarding process. This is where it gets fun. So once the FAFSA has been submitted, you'll receive an email from the Department of Education within a few days letting you know it was successfully submitted. The Department of Education then processes your FAFSA. It takes about 3 to 5 days after you submit it, and then the colleges you listed on your FAFSA will receive your application. When the student has submitted all their documentation, if needed, to their financial aid office, then they'll be awarded by the college. So again, first you submit that FAFSA, it goes to the Department of Education, you get confirmation of it, and then when the college receives your FAFSA, there's a chance you'll be selected for verification. And then when the student submits all the documents or whatever is required, then the college will award financial aid. What is verification? Well, about 1 in every 3 students get selected for verification, which means that they might need to turn in additional documentation before the college can award any financial aid. Some of the documents that may be requested include tax returns, marital status forms, household size form, proof of registering for selective service, proof of high school completion or GED, etc. Students will want to check Logger Central in order to see if they are selected for verification and which forms they may need to submit or what they may need to do. Once a student's financial aid file is complete, the college is able to award the student their financial aid. Most colleges will notify students of their financial aid offer by sending an email to the student's email, and it's also available to be viewed on the student portal, which again is called Logger Central. So once that thing is complete, once the student has completed everything they need to complete, then the college sends the student an award letter. And so an email is usually what we will send out, and then you can also view it in Logger Central. What types of aid are available by completing the FAFSA? Well, these are the different types of aid. First, grants. Grants are funds that are not required to be paid back. The amount students receive will be determined by how many eligible credit hours the student is enrolled in, and this varies for each grant. The 2 federal grants are the Pell Grant and the FSEOG, whereas the MAP or MAP grant is strictly a state of Illinois grant. Not all students will be eligible for grants. Other types of aid that is free are scholarships and federal work study. The LLCC Foundation has a scholarship application that opens each year on December 1st with a deadline of March 1st. The other types of scholarships can be found by checking with your high school guidance counselor, local organizations, and also by doing a web search such as Google. Federal work study also allows students to work part-time on campus to earn money to help them pay for their schooling expenses. So the way that would work is you would be working a job on campus and then earning money and using that money you earn to pay for educational expenses. Loans are considered financial aid, and they're funds that you do have to pay back. There are 2 types of federal loans: subsidized loans and unsubsidized loans. The subsidized loans are based on the need and do not accrue interest while students are in college. So again, subsidized loans, these are based on need and they do not accrue interest while students are in college. Whereas unsubsidized loans are a little bit different. Unsubsidized loans are not based on need and they do accrue interest while the students are in school. So this makes them more expensive in the long run. Repayment of both student loans begins 6 months after the student is no longer enrolled in at least 6 credit hours, or 6 months after the students have graduated. Parents might choose to help their student with school expenses and could apply for the Parent Plus loan. This is a loan that the student would be required to pay back. If they want to apply, they can go to studentaid.gov and go to the Plus application for direct Plus loans. Before college can disperse loans to a student, they must complete 3 steps, which include entrance counseling, master promissory note, and annual student loan acknowledgement. They all are done electronically at studentloans.gov. Lincoln Land also offers students the ability to set up a payment plan through Nelnet. This is handled through our finance department, and information regarding the payment plan can be viewed on the web address listed right here. So again, on our homepage, to access this, after you've registered for a class, you go to Student Finance within Logger Central and click on Nelnet Payment Plan. If you ever have any questions, please give the financial aid department a call, or you can also email us. We are here to help you with all of your financial aid questions or concerns, just not on the weekend. So go ahead and email us any questions you might have. We're happy to help. financial.aid@llcc.edu, or you can give us a call at 217-786-2237. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed your financial aid orientation and you are getting to know the college better. Hope to see you around soon.